All right, Shalom. It's the brother Aryaga. I'd like to give all praises first and foremost to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakak Wadash. All these brothers out there doing these works in truth and sincerity. Shalom. Coming at you again with this lesson. Spirit brought me by an article. Very interesting. Something I already knew, but it goes further into detail, and I found out some things that I did not know. So, without further ado, got a lot of reading. So far as the article itself, and back it up with some scriptures. So let's go straight into it. It says global food supply deliberately engineered to end life, not nourish it. Right, and if you're hip to what's really transpiring in the world, especially in America, you would know that the food that we consume is not food, it's chemicals, right? You see on the right, it says they think there is food in our food, and they got them cornflakes, hamburgers, Pringles especially. That shit ain't even chips. It ain't potatoes. Nutri-Grain bars, all of that shit. Alright? Says after having now analyzed over 1,000 foods, superfoods, vitamins, junk food, and popular beverages for heavy for heavy metals and other substances at the Natural News Forensic Foods Labs, I have arrived at a conclusion so alarming and urgent that it can only be stated bluntly. Alright. And let's get rid of this picture right here. And of course it would. You get a full up, a full post up, or a full view. So like it was this picture. Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting and funny because that's just a representation of the elites. How they laughing at the majority of you average Joe six packs out there, consuming this shit heavily, especially this shit in the middle, this McDonald's and Coca-Cola that pop hot prosthetic organic pollutants, you know what I'm saying? Doritos and shit, man. Leave that shit, let that shit be dead, Most of our people worship that kind of food though. They can't go without it because it's not a food, it's a drug. And I will be reposting a couple videos that I made in the past. It took a lot of time and spirit put into those videos, so I'm going to repost them because they're definitely relevant to what's transpiring in the times right now. Okay. It says, based on what I am seeing via atomic spectroscopy analysis of all dietary supplements people are consuming on a daily basis, I must now announce that the battle for humanity is nearly lost. The food supply appears to be intentionally designed to end human life rather than nourish it. Which brings me to another picture. Because a picture speaks 1,000 words. Let's see. So this raggedy motherfucker right here. The Georgia Guidestones. Now, if you're not familiar with it, I suggest you Google it and check it out. But at the top of the Georgia Guidestones, I want to point out, it says, to maintain humanity under 500 million and perpetual balance with nature. Right, like the Most High just created this planet to only sustain under 500 million people. That's a bunch of bullshit. It says, guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Alright? Unite humanity with a living new language. Alright? So the Georgia Guidestones was something that the elites have put into place to give you a basic understanding of what they're about to do. So you still got a lot of cats that's like, oh man, well, that's just a bunch of conspiracy theories. Explain the Georgia Guidestones. You already got excuses, right? And the proof is brought before you. You come up with another excuse on the spot, man. Why? Because that veil is over your face. You set aside, you slide it to be destroyed, okay? It says, let's see. This bullshit right here, man. It says life-destroying toxins intentionally engineered into the food supply. Let's see. It says my lab has uncovered scientific proof that the substances are intentionally formulated into dietary products to drive consumers mentally insane while causing widespread infertility. So you said that it said guide, like the top of the Georgia Guidestones I just pointed out. I'll show it one more time. Now I will say that this, it's just very, very clear. It's not something that you can dance around like past the pork chop, What does it say? It says right here. Oh, hell no, it's pink. Excuse that, brothers. Change the color of that to a more masculine color. We'll go with the color of the spirit. Y'all's favorite color is purple. Alright? It's the color of the spirit, purple and blue. It says guide production wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Right. So this is one of the ways that they're getting it kicked off. By feeding those that are below the poverty line to feed them toxins and drugs that are intentionally made to make it so they're infertile. Okay? Continuing on. Causing widespread infertility, organ damage, and loss of any ability to engage in rational conscious thinking. These toxic substances are being found across the entire food supply, including in conventional foods, organic foods, natural products, and dietary supplements. So there's no escape from it, This is truly a prison planet. That's one thing that devil, Mike Jones, that's one thing that devil, goddamn, I can't remember his name. Old boy from Prison Planet, goddamn it, that devil, the red-faced devil, that's one thing they got correct. This is a prison planet. This goes far beyond the mere contamination of foods with heavy metals, a subject which is grave all by itself. Rather, this is about the intentional formulation of toxic substances into products consumed by the masses on a regular basis. It says the result is what you see unfolding around you now. Mass insanity. Oh, I'm going back through it. Excuse me. Oh, no. Okay, it's just some similarities. Excuse me. It says the result is what you see unfolding around you right now. Mass insanity, incredible escalation of criminality among political operatives, clinical insanity among an increasing number of mainstream media writers and reporters, widespread infertility in young couples, skyrocketing rates of kidney failure and dialysis patients, plus a near total loss of rational thinking among voting masses. And you see all of these things taking place to this very day for the last millennia, really. And these are the different things that they have in store for you. And they blatantly show it to your face. It's hard to find a woman right now. I mainly point out women because I see it heavy in women right now, my own included, is the kidney problems. I've seen women especially plagued with that because if your kidneys are messed up, your body can't properly filter out all the waste in your body. Okay, that's the main, cleanser that we have, those two kidneys. And when those are interfered with, you get a heavier accumulation of heavy metals and, different kinds of toxins in your body. It makes it harder for you to stay healthy in the long run. Because with one kidney, having to go to dialysis 3 times a week and all of that, man, that shit is madness. The effect of this, are devastating to human citizens. The collapse of a capable workforce, the rise of the masses depending on government for survival. All right, so let's back that up with a few scriptures real quick, and then we'll continue on. Like I said, I got a fair amount of reading to do, but it's very interesting information. That's why I feel compelled to go into the whole fullness of it. Or other words, I just, be like, hey, look it up. It's on World Truth News, but I feel compelled to continue on. So this is Isaiah 19 and 15. Or we could start at 14. It says, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which Yahweh's father's name, or the heavenly father, and Yahweh Shai is his son's name. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof. As a drunken man staggereth in his vomit, neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail or branch or rush may do. All right, and this is what we're going to now, okay, because this is spiritual Sodom and Egypt, as it says in Revelation. And Egypt comes from the word Mizraim, all right, and this is just a form of bondage, okay, that we're going through in this place. That's why, we made the analogy of prison planet. Let's see. It says, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid, and fear because of the shaking of the hand of Yahweh Shem Yahushai of hosts, which is shaketh over it. Right, and if anybody, could really zoom in and see what's going on, that's a terrifying thing that the Most High has in order right now. Is, we have to consume some straight up poison, man. All right, we don't have a choice in that being on the bottom anyway, because we're not part of the 1% elite. Yet in the end, these devils still have to breathe in this air, And let's see. Let's take it to. Okay, let's see. Let's start at Ezekiel 4 and 9. It says, take thou also unto thee, thee wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millet and fishes, and put them in one vessel, and make thee bread thereof, according to the number of days that thou shalt be lie upon thy side. 390 days shalt thou eat thereof. It says, 10th verse, and thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight 20 shekels a day. From time to time shalt thou eat it. Thou shalt drink also water by measure, the 6th part of hin, from time to time shalt thou drink, and thou shalt eat it in it as a barley slacken, and thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of man in their sight. And that's familiar to the shiitake steaks, little steaks made from shit fibers, made by the Japanese scientists that's even rotating in our society right now. And Yahweh Shem Yahushai said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread amongst the Gentiles, whether I will deliver them. All right, so this is the Most High's doing. Don't ever get that twisted up. This is something that He has established. Because in establishing it, it lets you know further that this is a punishment. We were sent here to serve out a punishment. Okay? Not live it up and try to succeed in this society, you know. This is Wisdom of Solomon. Looking for it. Salaki, this is Sirach 36. And let's see. Let's see. Alright. In 18th verse. Okay. So this is Sirach 36:18. The belly devoureth all meats, yet is one meat better than another. As the palate tasteth diverse kinds of venison, so doeth the heart of understanding false speeches. But the main point I wanted to hit right there, I mean, that's a double-edged sword. The belly devoureth all meats, yet is one meat better than another. Right. That's a literal thing, not just going into, the doctrines that we swallow down. One meat is better than the other. And guess what? The meats that we get are filled with different chemicals like SMG and MSG. My bad, SMG. MSG, which is high in sodium. So we can't escape that, But one of the beautiful things is we have something to help further counterbalance it, which is sea salt. All right. If you're not familiar with it, do some research on taking sea salt, pink sea salt and gray sea salt. I'll do a video on that, on how to make something called soul. All right. Continuing on, Salaki. Let's see. Oh yeah, that was a good one too. Deuteronomy 28:48. Because before I continue, it said the dependency of the people that the people have on the government, right? Which is quite evident, and we have no choice or hearsay in the matter, okay? So let's see if I can find that real quick. Deuteronomy 28:48. Bear with me for a second, please. Yeah, that's gonna act stupid. I need to do something on that. Blue Letter Bible. Of course, that's down all of a sudden, right before I, did my little lesson. So, we going heavy on the Blue Letter Bible, brothers. So it's a beautiful thing, Keep going hard at that. Because they trying to do something or anything that they can to off balance what we're doing. See, stupid shit like this. Oh, there it is. Good, I already had it pulled up. What are y'all watching? Y'all saying? Alright, here we go. Slack it for that. These little technical difficulties. Tazaraj trying to do his job. Trying to, anyway. So this is Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yahweh Shem Yahushua shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. All right, that's mainly talking about the apple of his eye, which is Israel. you know. Yet you still have other nations that's in this country too in poverty, mainly the so-called Native American, Latino, and Negro, but other guys, other nations as well, and they're eating of this shit too, which is a bunch of fucking garbage, man. Mind you that a lot of these things are manufactured overseas and brought here, funded by the U.S. All right. It says, to the rise of masses depending on government for survival, the collapse of free democracies due to the cognitive retardation of the voting masses, an exploding prison population, and the rise of for-profit corporate prison systems, and even the near complete collapse of any ability of the news consuming public to parse and comprehend even the most basic information, such as national debt figures. Right, because you mentioned that to the average Jake, and they don't know what the fuck you talking about. Yeah, you ask them about, you know anything about the national debt right now in the United States, and they'll look at you crazy. Like, shit, man, all I do with my debt, nigga, I can't even tell you that, you know? You know, Jake is completely out the loop. Continuing on. The long-term effects of this widespread food poisoning phenomenon will be the utter downfall of modern human civilization for numerous reasons, ranging from economic non-sustainability to environmental destruction, and the global rise of political violence as we are seeing right now in Kyiv. As more and more lab results have been documented here at the Natural News Forensic Food Lab, it has become increasingly apparent to me that humanity cannot survive the mass engineered poisoning of the food supply. You are, of course, being expertly distracted from all this with Powerball jackpots, tabloid celebrity news, stage political drama, and of course, the all-time favorite distraction of every crumbling empire, violent sports, just like the Coliseum with Rome, because this is Rome all over again. Basically, it's like Rome never left, you know? That's that wounded beast, okay? That beast that took that grievous wound, and it bounced back in these times. Ezekiel 24:6. Wherefore thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, woe unto the bloody city, to the pot whose scum is therein, and whose scum is not gone out of it. Bring it out piece by piece. Let not lot fall upon it. For her blood is in the midst of her. She, and who is that bloody city? And that her. It's a mystery Babylon the Great, you know, the great harlot, which is the U.S. and the EU combined, but it's the head of that is the U.S. All right. She set it upon the top of a rock. She poured it upon the ground to cover it with dust, that it might cause fury to come up and to take vengeance. I have set her blood upon the top of the rock that it should not be covered. All right, and that's also talking about 2/3 of Israel, man, because y'all are going to get caught out here. You're going to get messed up, man, when the Most High come back in these days to come. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, woe to the bloody city. I will even make the pile of it for the fire great. Jumping down to the 11th verse, then set it empty upon the coals thereof, that the brass of it may be hot and may burn, and that the filthiness of it may be molten in it, that the scum of it may be consumed. And it's talking about the destruction of this place and this system. You understand? Because this place has to be destroyed. This is a filthy place. All right, and all these abominations that's thrown in here together, it has to be cleansed with fire. Fire is a cleansing agent. And this place will be cleansed with thermonuclear fire, fire from the materials. She has wearied herself with lies, and her great scum went not forth out of her. Her scum shall be in the fire, right? Because they're telling you the food that you eat is healthy, it has vitamins, or it's organic, it's good for you, and yes, you're still getting destroyed because it's making it so you cannot repopulate or reproduce. Excuse me. Because it's messing up your sexual organs, and it's also making you sterile. A little bit of estrogen in food, a little bit of estrogen and testosterone rather in food, not enough to benefit a man or a woman, but to cause their body to go to a molecular change. That change being a complete confusion and a shock to your whole system, man. Because it's something that should not be. And your body is trying to figure out what's going on. All the while it can't get its shit together, you have foreign invaders coming into it. Different bacteria, viruses that you're now prone to because your body is out of order. All right, it has a disbalance. And the filthiness, and thy filthiness is lewdness, because I have purged thee, and thou wast not purged. Thou shalt not be purged from thy filthiness any more, till I have caused my fury to rest upon thee. Right. And the Most High is going to definitely bring his hand upon thee. Yahweh Shem Yahshua has spoken it, and it shall come to pass, and I will do it. I will not go back, neither will I spare, neither will I repent, according to thy ways, and according to thy doings shall they judge thee, saith Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Right, which is taking place now. That judgment is going forth. All you got to do is look at the condition of the people, physically, mentally, and spiritually, and you'll get a better comprehension that the Most High's hand is upon those heavier that he's not dealing with. We are all under these curses. If you are from Israel, Native American, Latino, or Negro descent, yeah, you even see these Edomites out here dropping dead, Most High is fucking everybody in this place up. How much more the wicked? It said the righteous shall scarcely make it. So, and that's of Israel. So anybody else that's not of Native American, Latino, or Negro descent from the 12 tribes of Israel, or better yet, the elect of them, they're going to taste that destruction. And that's good for you niggas, man. Let us see. Where are we at right now? It's Jeremiah. Let's see. 9 and 15. Alright, Jeremiah 9 and 15. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh Shem Yahshua of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will feed them, even his people, with wormwood, and give them water of gold to drink. That's the fluoridated water, contaminated water supplies with heavy metals and all kind of fucked up shit. I will scatter them also among the heathen, whom neither they nor their fathers have known, and I will send a sword after them, till I have consumed them. Right. And the Most High has that sword mainly made up of these weapons that they wield. Alright, the present day sword is a gun. And a bomb, and different destroying different systems that they have. Okay? Anything that's used to take you out of here, usually in a violent manner. Thus saith Yahweh Shem Yahshua of hosts, consider ye and call for the mourning women, that they may come, and send for cunning women, that they may come. And I think that point has been met. Right, because first and foremost, we scattered amongst the heathen. Alright, the inhabitants of the Most High's chosen people, whom neither they nor their fathers have known. And I will send a sword after them, till I have consumed them. And that consumption is taking place now. That's why we're in such a broken condition, because these curses are on us. And we're constantly being consumed by the nations that surround us. Advantage of knowing me. Says, thus saith Yahweh Shem Yahshua, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, Neither let the mighty man glory in his might. Let not the rich man glory in his riches, but let him that glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, and that I am Yahweh Shem Yahushai, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness. Right, and that's a judgment for you to die from eating these filthy foods, or being caught up with this destruction. All right. You know, to understand that if you lay down your life for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and your life is taken, that's all right, because you'll rise. You'll be one of the first to rise when the Lord returns, man. In greatness, man. In the earth, for in these things I delight, saith Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that I will punish all them which are circumcised with the uncircumcised. Edom and Judah, and Edom, Egypt and Judah, and Edom, and the children of Ammon and Moab, and all that are in the utmost corners that dwell in the wilderness. For all these nations are uncircumcised, and all the house of Israel are uncircumcised in the heart. Right, because you don't want to come back to this truth, these law, statutes, and commandments. So the Most High has to put you to death. And these different devices that they have set forth are set aside primarily to do so. And it's not in a nice way. That's a little long. I'm going to go into this one real quick. Let's see. Let me get back to the script, to this article, because I don't want to stray too far off, because it's a real heavy scripture, or excuse me, a real heavy article. I don't want to stray too far off of it. Okay. From now on, I'm going to just start reading it out of my Bible, so you might hear some pages turning and shit. Please don't mind. Okay? Hopefully it doesn't, I got a big old-ass Bible, so hopefully it doesn't drown anything out that's being said. Alright? You are, of course, being expertly distracted. Okay, I read that. And that violence in sports, UFC, boxing, whatever it may be. Okay? Whatever you get off on.